to everybody that's getting coffee, hanging out, fellowshipping, eating chicken wings. Want to let you know, tip your barista. And out here in the Indie Tribe Holy Smoke studio, we've got Shua for a special interview. It's like, the zoo, they have different animals on display. We got artists. We got artists in the studio. Through the window, you can check it out.
I think if I was an animal, I'd be an orangutan.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get to some of those questions in a bit. And also, check out the Holy Smoke merch before it sells out. Okay, here we are. The announcements are out of the way. Holy Smoke 2024. We're here with Shua. You performed yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. And how was it?
It was a lot of fun, man. Me and my band, this is like probably it's like so fun that we get to do this because I feel like we're very different than a lot of the acts that are here, and it's all so dope. But then we like got our guitars up there. It's like we're like, okay, we're gonna do, I don't even know what you call this, but we're gonna do some guitar songs, and then right after that it's like I want to mosh a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't have the appropriate genre.
Yeah. Well, or shoes. I don't know if you're moshing Birks, but you could.
Yo, I've got my Birks on right now. I had boots on. So I had boots on yesterday, so then I could have moshed. But I mean, it was just so fun. This is such a generous crowd.
Yeah. They're good people.
Incredibly.
Yeah. Even the moshing is loving moshing out here.
It's really kind moshing. Like I don't think anybody's getting squished.
Yeah. Too bad. So for people that don't know you, Shua, what can you tell us about who Shua is?
I'm an artist from Southern California, more specifically America's finest city, San Diego, California. Born and raised. I've been doing music. I mean, I've been working and creating music, maybe more professionally, for the better part of a decade now, in church environment. So I'm a worship pastor now.
Wow.
At a little church in San Diego.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm doing like the normal just Sunday gathering, let's sing songs together thing, which is so beautiful and so needed in this moment in history. And then I also full-time make art. That's my own, for my own personal story. That's more like indie soul.
Full-time make art. What kind of art?
Music.
Okay, music's art. Okay,
The
great.
music art.
I was like, are you like a painter too?
That would be awesome. That I just mean art. Like
but I do music on the side, but painting is my main gig.
Yeah, that would be sick. But the music, the visuals, the art. I think I'm most jealous of painters. I just think the visual stuff is so cool. If I could like draw comic books or something.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, it's like you gotta see it before you believe it, like type thing, or believe it before you see it. Like if you can imagine it, you can do it type thing. And I think artists have this like gifting to this. I had this friend who, on Fridays, the football players run through it's like a breakthrough thing.
Yep.
And every week he would draw and paint this beautiful mural of it was like a snake. It was like the buttons in the back of the rattlesnake.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So this crazy snake and like eating whatever mascot we're playing, right? And he was all in his head, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I mean, that's really cool.
Awesome.
Kind of scary at the same time. But
it's a little creepy, but it works.
But that's the thing, though. Yeah, it's like a gifting to see it before it's actually there on a white sheet of paper,
Right. I was just asking Sarah, because she was saying she's a little nervous, which is good. You gotta have
Sarah
a little
Jers,
bit
by the way.
Jers.
Yeah.
And I asked her, like, have you visualized it yet? Because I think you have to be able to see it before you get up there.
Yeah.
So you're not shocked by the moment. And I like to see. I'm like, what do I want people to feel and experience? I'll sit down and like do a meditation, 10, 15-minute meditation, or sometimes however long my set is, and just visualize the whole thing before I get there and pray.
Let's talk about that because right now Olympics are going on, and I've heard that visualization for Olympians is huge because they're in some of the biggest competitions of their life, but they play the tape mentally thousands of times and physically thousands of times. So I want to know about your pre-show process, and you mentioned that you meditate. And so walk us through where are you? Are you on the floor? Is there music playing? What's that look like?
I try to get alone. I think, I like to imagine that maybe Jesus did a similar thing. Constantly Jesus is getting out alone before these moments that he would have before a bunch of people. And there's a part of it where it's very clear that Jesus is going out into the desert to be reaffirmed in his identity before his Father, already loved. So there's no like worry, there's no anxiety there. But then I wondered, I was like, was Jesus doing like some visualization?
Yeah.
Like, and that is an athlete thing. That's where I got it from.
Okay.
You know? Like, and I used to play tennis
Okay.
when I was in high school. And some of the people I was playing with are like, they're not in the Olympics, but they're like pros now.
Yeah.
You know, and so we had great coaches, and they say, visualize the match.
Yeah.
You know, visualize the whole thing.
Yeah.
Every rally, you want to visualize what's going to happen before you get there.
Yeah.
And so usually I get somewhere alone, sit down, make sure it's quiet. Sometimes I throw on noise canceling headphones.
Huge.
Nothing. I just want no sound, so it's all up here. And as that's happening, it'll kind of be broken up by moments of just prayer. Like what are people meant to experience as I sing these songs? And I don't always know that part, but I know, you know, the part that I have to play. And it was like, sing this note.
Yeah.
Say this, or I don't know, stomp your feet like this. I don't know. Just,
Sure.
You know, just visualizing it.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm being thorough and prepared.
Wow. It's beautiful. And it doesn't have to be just for musicians or athletes. It could be as a mom. How do you want to show up with your kids or at the workplace?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it could be interacting with people that annoy you, whatever it might be, to mentally prep yourself. So when it does happen in the moment, you're able to respond in the best way you could. And that's awesome. I love that. And I don't hear enough. So thank you for sharing that. I really, really appreciate that. Can you take us back to the first song you ever wrote?
Oh, man. The first song I ever wrote. The first song, that's my little brother.
Yeah.
Looking through the glass, orangutan. The first song I ever wrote, I was 11 years old. My parents, there's this guy, he's an accountant, and he's a friend of my parents, but he was a savant piano player.
Wow.
Like insane. He had this really heavy, like metal body piano that he was getting rid of because he was getting a new one. And he gave it to my family with the intent of me learning how to play keys. And so I learned a couple chords on it, and I wrote a song about knights, like swords, and dragons,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that stuff. And
That's awesome.
That's what it was about.
That's cool.
I was like, I was 11, so I was
Yeah.
like, I think I was reading Narnia or something like that, you know.
That's cool.
But it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that to myself.
That's okay. That's amazing. I love it. So who are some of your biggest musical influences?
Musical influences. Right now I'm really into like jazz artists, so the old ones, and mostly their stories, the sort of influences and places they came from, the intentionality. Miles Davis, John Coltrane. But if I'm gonna be like more cool and modern, then probably like, I don't know, like Frank Ocean or something like that. Or if I'm gonna jump 20 years ahead of those jazz guys, like Stevie Wonder, Bill Withers, all that stuff. The level of intentionality and also the fun that they were seeing. Not Frank. Frank is, I don't think he's having fun in the studio. I'm not gonna lie. He seems like he's probably just tortured for a couple of years, and then he releases music. Sadly, I try to have as much fun as possible.
That's
when I'm
good.
making music, but yeah, like Frank Ocean or like Stevie Wonder, Bill Withers. I listened to a lot of Coldplay when I was in middle school.
Okay.
Right when I was like starting to write songs. I don't a lot now, but it still comes through
Sure.
in my head, like some of the chord shapes, and even they're good performers.
Yeah,
man.
they are.
They're really good performers. I went to a show a long time ago, back against the wall of this stadium, 70,000 people.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Incredible.
So those are some of my influences.
Yeah.
And then just like artists as well. Picasso. I like the visual world.
Yes.
Sometimes more even than music, like directors and like Christopher Nolan is fantastic.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, like that stuff inspires me to write music.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's one thing that most people don't know about you?
Most people don't. I'm pretty like out there. Like, I mean,
open?
I'm just pretty forward.
Sure.
I don't really have a lot of, I'm a huge nerd. Like my dad used to like introduce us to comic books when I was little. And also, like, first of all, like this keeps on happening while I'm here, but John Keith is my little brother.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps on, asking that. So people don't know that. And I think we're both trying to get that out there. Like, we're actual blood brothers. Like, like this. Same mom, same dad, same womb.
Same womb.
We're cesareans. C-section.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were pulled from the same. Anyways. So yeah, John Keith is my brother. So I'm kind of like a Nepo baby into this festival.
Okay.
I just grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Little brothered in.
Yeah.
But I'm not a little brother. He's my little brother.
Wow. Well, I spoke to your brother Glenn, and he told me that you're potentially the most talented of all the brothers, and that you can sing the best.
Yeah. No, okay. I'm not the most talented.
Okay.
Our little brother is the most talented.
Okay.
The ideas he comes up with when he sends us, because we all send each other music all the time.
Yeah.
And when he sends us stuff, we're like, where did this come from?
And you talking about John, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about the younger one.
Okay.
Nate
Okay.
Rubin. You guys go find Nate Rubin. He's like hidden. Like he doesn't,
Wow.
But he sends us stuff. I'm like, please put out more music.
Wow.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good writing, his choices, everything. I think he's the most talented, but I do sing the best.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just because I've had to be.
Okay.
I sang at a lot of churches, and
Yeah. That's great. You gotta have it.
gotta
On any, someone's a good singer if the microphone sucks and all of a sudden that voice sounds beautiful. You know what I'm saying? There was a girl at the school I used to work at, and I knew the sound system was horrible, but every time she sang, it was like angels were it was amazing. I'm like, she's beautiful. Okay, since you brought up that you're John's brother, I need you to tell us a crazy John story.
A crazy John story.
I know they happen every day.
Oh, man. A crazy John story. John has a scar above his right eyebrow. Mm-hmm. And he still has it to this day. And he got it when he was 2 years old because we were playing tag. Mm-hmm. And we were running around the house. We weren't supposed to be running around the house. That was like a big no-no. We kind of had slippery floors like tile.
Okay.
And we were running around the house. And I'm faster than him, but he was doing some like good like little 2-year-old jukes.
Ooh.
But the problem was with all those jukes, you could slip and slide, and we were running around the house, and he was like, "You're not going to catch me." That's how he sounded. Yeah. "You're not going to catch me," and I was like, "I'm gonna catch you." That's how I sounded. I sounded like Clint Eastwood when I was.
And how old were you?
I was 4.
Okay.
So I'm 2 years old.
Yeah.
And he does a little juke, slips, slides, busts his head right on the table because he's eye level with the corner of the table. So bad. Blood and stitches and tears. And that's not a crazy story, but I'm trying not to out him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
That was like a level 1 story.
That's a level 1 story.
We're going for level 5.
There's level
right?
5. There might be level 10 as well.
Got one. We got it.
Yeah,
everybody in the coffee shop,
this is the one
up.
that I'm going to share about John Keith. This is an appropriate one.
Yeah.
Me and John are at this music conference when we're kids. So I'm 16. He's 14 years old. We went through this program called David's Harp Foundation. They like brought in inner city kids to like make music and trade it for grades, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
They take us to this music conference. They have a bunch of gear there. It's in Orange County, NAM.
Okay.
We're there. There's a bunch of famous people there.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. We're like stoked. We're like taking pictures with people, everything. I think we met, who do we meet? We met like Sinbad, the comedian.
Wow.
But we're there and we're looking at these Moog keyboards and then we hear a commotion behind us. We're like, okay, this is the big famous one. We don't know who it is.
Okay.
Though. And then right in front of us, a couple security guards, and just beyond the security guards, some beautiful locks and a man with sunglasses on, kind of
Stevie.
It's Stevie Wonder, dude. It's Stevie Wonder. Legendary Stevie Wonder. He can hear anything. He can hear us breathing right now.
Yeah.
John goes to his phone to take out a picture. Mm-hmm. And the security guard says, "Excuse me, no pictures, please." And without skipping a beat, John says, "It's not like he's gonna see it." Gosh. Stevie Wonder is standing 5 feet from us. And I walked away. I moved so fast. You guys never seen a person move as fast. Grab him. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
John.
This is one of the most famous people in the history of the world.
Oh, man.
This is one of the most influential people in the history of the world, and you said it's not like he's gonna.
John. It sounds like John.
And it's exactly what he did. And I will rat him out on that for the rest of his life.
Man. How old was he when you said that?
He was 14 years old.
Oh, he had the wit back then.
Dude, it was a BlackBerry flip phone, man. What are you doing?
What are you doing,
It was
John?
great. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
It was a beautiful moment.
That's great. I want to know if you could share like your walk with God, in your relationship with Jesus, and bring us to like what it is today. Maybe words that He's spoken to you, or what you're feeling God speaking to you right now.
Around that same time in my life, I was struggling with probably a pretty severe depression, which I know is like now I know is more normal than I imagined was then. I felt very alone, even though now I know that that's a more common experience to have, struggling with anxiety, depression, some panic attacks. I didn't really feel a sense of purpose either. I was kind of getting into music. I'd had like encounter moment with God where I've heard God speak to me clearly. Like I didn't sing 2 years prior to that, and I heard the Lord told me like sing. You know what I'm saying? Like in a very clear way. Like I wasn't singing. I'd learned piano. I was playing like a Pirates of the Caribbean, like on the keys. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make movie scores. I go to a summer camp. The thing happens. I have this moment and get a pretty clear vision.
Wow.
I want you to sing, but I didn't know why. So I was like, I started obeying. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll start singing in church. And around that same time when I started singing, and a couple of years later, I was like, why? I still feel everything that I'm feeling. I'm doing what you're saying. I don't really get it. And this is the thing I constantly come back to in my relationship with God is, He said to me then, and He says to me now, I don't want you to create. I don't want you to move in this vocation. I don't want you to step into your calling because you're doing something great for me. It's because I get to spend time with you.
Wow.
It's because I want to be with you.
Wow.
And it's in that vulnerable place of mystery. Before you make something, before you work, before you go to work, before you step into like studying a degree, whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. There's something about the mystery of what's coming next. You don't know what it is. You don't know what you're about to create. You don't know who you're becoming really.
Yeah.
Is where God gets a chance to speak to you as a child and form you. And I'm constantly coming back to that place. I'm 29 years old. I have 2 kids. I'm a husband, and I'm still being formed by the words of God, not just because, I'm making it happen or because I'm doing anything, but I'm sitting with Him in the mystery.
Yeah.
And beautiful creative things come out of that.
Yeah.
That's the place that I'm in. I think I'm going to probably be there.
Yeah. Sounds like a great place to be.
Until I'm very old, trying to figure that out. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, what does it mean to be with God? What does it mean to experience the presence of God?
But that's where it's at. I think like I've heard the phrase, we're not human doings, we're human beings. And a lot of times we think we have to do so many things to get validation or love or respect or achieve certain things in your artistry or this and that, when Jesus is just saying, hey, come be with me, hey, let's hang out. And there's this one mentor of mine who says he wakes up in the morning, he's like, he gives Jesus a hug. Because you know how it's like when we get hugs, it feels great, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Well, imagine Jesus, of course he wants a hug, and to really be present with Jesus. And the practice of presence is almost a lost art these days, just like almost like phone calls are becoming a lost art.
Yep.
When I was a kid, I'm a bit older than you, but we would call people. We weren't texting everything.
Right.
And now, like, I sometimes do whole events, like I'll DJ an event or something. They're like, just text me. All right, you here? All right, set up over there. It's like all via text. And I'm like,
where you're not
where's the
talking.
person?
Yeah,
I want to talk to somebody. Can I give somebody a hug?
It's nicer that way to engage with people, to actually be able to engage with them.
And I got a lot of love for people that make the phone call and check in and do that. Call your friends. If it goes to voicemail, leave them a voicemail.
Yeah.
And
one of my favorite things is leaving voicemails. Even if I do the text, my first option is voice message, voice note, because I'm like, okay, you're probably not going to take my call right now, but you'll listen to my voice note at some point. Yeah. It annoys the heck out of some people.
Yeah.
You left me a 3-minute message. I'm like, because I love you. It's because I love you, and I might meander for a minute and a half of that.
Yeah.
And say some things that don't make any sense, but it's because I love you.
In Europe, they do that a lot because WhatsApp did that kind of before iPhones did it. So that's like very common out there to send voicemails and stuff. And actually, it's more efficient and more, it's time consuming for the person to listen, but it's easier for you to just say it and text it,
Then yeah, exactly.
Wow. But yeah, back to being present with God. I think that's a beautiful place to really be intentional about just being with God, and everything will come out of that, which is awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for sitting down with us today. It's been great to get to know you and know your heart. What's the best advice you ever received?
I had a mentor at a certain point. I was leading worship, and I was about to do something. It was interesting because I had learned a lot up until that point. I had all the sort of know-how of what to do, how to go into a room pretty much with anyone. It doesn't, just any situation it's very fluid, very flexible, and just adjust and adapt. And I had all this knowledge of how to do it and how to engage with people and how to make things happen almost. And I had someone come to me and say, I want you to try to forget everything you know.
Wow.
And be like a child again.
Wow.
And I tried to do that in everything. It's like, what if there was more mystery, and what if there's more wonder than I can imagine?
Yeah.
What if there's more grace and more possibility and more future than I can imagine? In my marriage,
Yep.
as a father, as an artist, as a minister, as a friend, what if there was more wonder than knowledge and power?
Yeah.
It's like, that's fine. You can go get that. Anybody can get that.
Yeah.
Wonder is hard to come by.
Yeah.
And so I try to stay curious and mysterious and wondrous.
Amazing. Sure. I love it. Before we conclude, we're going to ask some rapid fire questions. So it's a lot of fun. Can you tell people where they can listen to your music, support you, follow you, book you, stuff like that?
You can listen. I have a website, shua.fyi, shua.fyi. All my stuff is on there. My YouTube, my Spotify. You can listen on Spotify. You can listen on Apple Music. Might sound a little bit better. You can listen on whatever, Napster. I don't know. But I'm
LimeWire.
LimeWire. I'm on Instagram and on TikTok as well. It's Shua the Shua. ShuaTheshua. Shua the Shua.
Shua the Shua. I love it.
I'm also on Venmo and Cash App.
Yeah,
Shua
tell
the
them.
Shua. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Donate today, please. If you got something out of this message and you want to support his ministry, let's go. Rapid fire questions with Shua. Holy Smoke 2024 favorite flavor ice cream.
Not ice cream. Favorite flavor ice cream. I'm a frozen yogurt guy, and I really like pistachio. So I'm going to say ice cream too. Pistachio.
Coffee or tea?
A coffee.
Favorite color?
Blue. Cobalt blue.
Go-to snack?
Go-to snacky. An apple with peanut butter.
Musical artist you admire?
I'm gonna say These Sacred Souls. They're my homies, but they're doing some cool stuff right now. These Sacred Souls.
Last song you listened to?
It's called Mission by Alex G. That's the last song I listened to.
Favorite movie ever?
Oh man. My favorite movie ever is Princess Mononoke by Hayao Miyazaki.
Nice. Book that's greatly impacted you?
The Intellectual Life by A.G. Sertelange. It's a French guy from 1902. Nobody knows about it. It's my favorite book of all time.
Awesome. What inspires you?
My kids, my wife.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. I'm gonna go ahead and say, what is the one I go back to all the time? Seinfeld.
I was just saying the same thing. I love Seinfeld. Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. I know it's like a joke, but nails on a chalkboard, like you could really get me if you were just play some audio of that.
Yeah.
I would probably run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could have a superhero power, what would it be?
To fly. I dream about flying all the time. That's so cool.
If you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
I have dinner with Jesus all the time. He's alive. But if it was a dead person, it would probably be John Coltrane.
Cool. Life goal?
To support my family with music.
Beautiful. Finish the sentence. God is?
Love, actually. It's very simple.
Amen.
It's love.
Shua, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Holy Smoke 2024. God bless you.
Thanks
Peace.
so much.